Hello, welcome back to this week's final episode of Outlandish Claims. This was a special 6-week episode. We wanted to cater to the needs, the emotional needs of people who watch this show, and most importantly, the needs of my friends who clearly are having a really bad time. And I say this with the intention of triggering Gio once again because it was 6-1 before, but now it's 6-4 Yankees.
Are we really going to do this again?
6-4 against the Tigers as we record this.
Oh God, no!
I just want to extend.
I don't think the medicine is helping.
I want to extend my deepest sympathies to anybody who actively cares about the Yankees. They are not looking to treat you well this year. Even if they win this game, they are intent on making you suffer through every single game.
My anxiety this season is going to be really high.
Yeah.
Not looking forward to it.
You and me both.
No. Well, that basically wraps up this stuff for the week. So now we're going to go to our closing thoughts. Mike, start us off.
Well, thank you again for another fabulous slate of episodes this week. Y'all need to really appreciate what this man is doing in the game, this young brother right here, okay? We're just going to get that out the way. That's right. Smile for me. How could you touch on final thoughts and go into final thoughts without touching on the NFL draft, right? I'm going to give you my biggest winner and my biggest loser from the draft in totality. And I know that, there was a lot that went down. My biggest winner goes to Mac Jones landing in the Patriots organization. You could make an argument that Jacksonville is the biggest winner with Trevor Lawrence. I get it. Okay. No. I think that we are underrating how massively important Mac Jones landing in the hands of Bill Belichick could be. You have a guy in that locker room in Cam Newton who has been to a Super Bowl, who has been an MVP, who has been one of the most dynamic players, not just quarterbacks, players in that locker room, right? And so from a tutelage and a mentor perspective, Matt Jones could really look towards Cam Newton now that he's a little bit older. He's going to be 32 this upcoming season. You hopefully have weapons coming back, especially across the defense. I think you give those young receivers another chance. Maybe N'Keal Harry finally actually learns how to catch passes, right? Like, can he get open and catch passes? Thank you. But that receiving core, even without Edelman, I think you give them another year under their belts and they're going to be better. And we're really going to see if he breaks the typical stereotype from Alabama quarterbacks that they just win a bunch of games under Saban, blow up their stats, and then don't do anything. And then from a loser's perspective, the Green Bay Packers. Whew. And it has nothing to do with the quality of whom they drafted, okay? But the fact that you drafted again for the defense. The fact that 9 of your last 10 first-round picks have been defensive-oriented players, and the only one offensive player that you took was your franchise quarterback's replacement. Now, can you get that? Can somebody write that up? Somebody needs to tell Mr. Murphy and Gutekunst and all those boys that they need to stay off the green and go back to the Bay to go look for Aaron, okay? Because Aaron doesn't want to be bothered with them at all. Everybody should be lining up. So we're going to see what happens, but it does not look good in Green Bay. And I would be shocked if Aaron Rodgers is on the team by the start of the season.
God bless Philadelphia for once. After last year, and this is not meant to offend Jalen Reagor, who I'm sure is a fantastic player. If he would stay healthy enough for us to see, I'm sure he would do very, very well. The fact that you passed on Justin Jefferson to reach for Jalen Reagor is one of the dumbest moves I have ever seen in my life. It was so dumb that when you traded up this past draft, when the Eagles traded up to the 10th pick to overtake the Giants, which was a genius move, how the Eagles got the Cowboys to agree to a trade, they must have just been like, yo, you want to screw over the Giants? Okay. That must have been the extent of the conversation. Last draft's BS was so bad that when the Eagles traded up with the clear intention of drafting Devonta Smith, and Gio, bless his heart, was saying, okay, well, they traded up, they're going to get Devonta Smith. I yelled at him and said, shut up. Look what they did last year. You say nothing until it comes up on that draft screen. I don't want to hear it. I don't trust it. They drafted Wentz, for God's sake. I don't trust anything the Eagles do until I see it come up there. And praise Jeebus, to quote Homer Simpson. Praise Jeebus. They drafted Devonta Smith. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Well done.
That's got to be fun to watch.
That was beautiful. I loved it. Hallelujah. Second point, one more week of the NHL. Let's go. NHL Central Division. I love the Tampa Bay Lightning. I love them to death. I am so excited to watch Tampa and Carolina and Florida kill each other to get out of that division. They're either going to beat each other so badly that they're going to get whooped in 4 straight by whoever they have to play in the next round, or they'll be so tuned up from those games that they'll sweep everybody else out of the playoffs.
Damn.
I can't wait to see which one it's going to be.
I actually had final thoughts on the draft, but not for, the Eagles, of course.
Oh, no, I absolutely, yeah. I know where your thoughts are going.
Yeah, you know where I'm going with this. So, and of course, me being a Jets fan, as Adam mentioned in the previous episode this week, I have seen constant draft failure for year after year after year. It has been so miserable, it gets to a point where I don't even want to watch the draft because I'm that sad about it. But there is actually two reasons why I decided to stay up really late for my schedule this year in the first round. And that would be because of GM Joe Douglas and new head coach Robert Saleh. A lot of recent Jets hires and picks, like I said before, have been complete. Boston said, we don't got to talk about Gase. Everybody knows that was a giant miss. But one thing about Gase that a lot of teams have in common when they get rid of him, I'm looking at you, Dolphins, is that, minus the fact he's looking like he's looking for tacos, the fact that
I wanted to give you something. I
wanted
to give you that.
I love it. I love it like I love you. But
Aw,
Bay. These teams that fire Gase get better. No homer involved. The Jets are killing it this draft. It is amazing to watch this team right now. They are making so many competent picks. It's like I'm looking in a mirror and like the Twilight Zone. And I really am cautiously optimistic because of the Jets, but they drafted a quarterback that fits their system. Zach Wilson is the perfect West Coast offense quarterback. And I say that because he's got the arm for it. He's got the Patrick Mahomes-like ability to make plays happen. And most importantly, when it comes to pressure, always gets out of the pocket, makes great throws. And this offense is built for, quarterbacks that are throwing on the run. One of the best to do it last season. I don't care if it was against weaker competition. The stats don't show the whole story. His pro day was the best out of all quarterbacks because Trevor Lawrence didn't perform, but that's still saying something. That was a great pick. Then they doubled down on their smart picks by trading up to get Elijah Vera Tucker from USC. And you're thinking, well, gee, you just made fun of USC quarterbacks. What do they have? Well, quarterbacks, yes, they're terrible. But this guy only gave up 2 sacks all of last season and only committed 2 penalties. And you're going to put him next to Mekhi Becton, who was all rookie last season. That was their last first-round pick, also under Joe Douglas. Coincidence. Now your left side of the line is almost like Nick Mangold and DeBrickashaw Ferguson a decade ago. I'm not going to say they're going to be as good as them, but, man, that potential is right there, and it's exciting. Joe Douglas, in his first year with his quarterback, he didn't draft Darnold. His quarterback drafted a lineman to protect him, a top slot receiver, and arguably the best running back of a running back committee that features Tevin Coleman. What's there not to like? And for anybody that's saying that the defense was not addressed that much in this draft, C.J. Mosley comes back next year. And most importantly, Quentin Williams is still playing. Their defensive line is scary. And keep in mind, the Jets have 2 firsts and 2 seconds next year as well. So they're not done. I can actually go outside and say, take flight, wear my Jets hat, and be happy.
You know who shouldn't have hope? Everyone who failed in the first round of this draft. although there were some good picks like Devontae Smith and Zach Wilson and Elijah Vera Tucker, there were some picks that did not deserve to be made.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence. What a bum.
No. No. In fact, I'm feeling so strongly about this. I'm putting off the actual topic I wanted to do for next week's show. We need to have a conversation. Cincinnati, I'm looking at you. Jamar Chase, you had Penei Sewell right there. Palm of your hand. You could have just no. Why draft another weapon? It's okay, yeah, sure, yeah, great. You have another person, someone else for Joe to throw to. Who's going to block for him? This man tore 2 ligaments in his knee. Why? Because you can't block for him. I would take Anthony Munoz out of retirement to block for Joe Burrow. I want to talk about the Broncos real quick. Drew Lock looks like he's struggling. You know, they just brought Teddy Bridgewater over from Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. That was well and good. Oh look, Justin Fields is still on the board. I think even as a young quarterback, he might, invigorate the offense. John Elway is no longer here, so we don't have to drool over the tall white quarterback for the next decade. I think Justin Fields will be a nice pick, Pat Surtain II. Okay, yeah, sure. It's an all right pick if Justin Fields is not on the board. Justin Fields was still there. Giants traded their first round pick to the Bears at 11. The Bears take Justin Fields. I'm not upset at it. Why? Andy Dalton. Am I going to take Hershey's with almonds over a Snickers? No, I'm not. I'm not going to do that. So Justin Fields could be the right pick. Is Matt Nagy going to ruin him? Probably. Speaking of that pick and that trade in general, let's talk about the Giants because, oh, boy. Boys, what do the Giants need?
Receiver.
A new general manager.
Fans.
Fans, yeah. Offensive line help, perhaps. And
Quarterback.
A defense.
We got several. We got lots of those guys there.
A new need for Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, we got lots of those guys there.
A field.
A field, yeah. They got the hell out of Jersey. Quiddy Pay is sitting right there. How can Dave Gettleman possibly screw this up?
By going full Eagles, that's how.
And picking Kadarius Toney. The Giants pass on Quiddy Pay by going Kadarius Toney, and then the pick right after him. Who goes pick right after him? Quiddy Pay.
That will do it for our shows this week. Thank you very much for watching. Gio, Demetrius, Mike, thank you very much for being with me this week. I really appreciate it. And we'll be back next week, maybe with 5 episodes, maybe with 6, maybe with 4. Who knows? We like to roll with the punches and do things off the cuff.
All we can guarantee is that there will be yelling.
All we can guarantee is there will be yelling. Because we like to do things off the cuff, much like this closing was. We'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Oh, you people are so stupid. I love you guys.
Oh, I love you guys too. Oh, what a great fucking episode.